I was a functional addict, but I was sliding into an abyss that I wasn't going to get out of. So ingesting that much alcohol, that many calories, must have been 10, 12,000 calories a day. My problem was never foie gras and lobster and George Trois cuisine or Michael cuisine. My problem was carbs, sodium, sugar, fat. Any combination of those and all of them together, even better, right? I was scared. I was scared. I was ready. I thought I was going to die. I was close.
Resting in Winnetka outside of Chicago is Restaurant Michael, a lovely French eatery. The owner, Michael, has gone through quite a journey to get where he is today. It's one of entrepreneurship and drive, but also addiction, escapism, and a path to recovery. Michael's journey has been a challenging one. I want to find out the full story, and I'm here to learn firsthand who Michael was and who Michael is now.
I had 52 W-2s the first year that I opened this restaurant. 52. I only have 6 people in the kitchen, including the dishwasher. 52. I turned the staff over almost 10 times.
Michael, when I met him, he was okay. He was a nice kid, 19 years old, 19, 20, learning how to cook. Later on, I went and worked for him in Glen Ellen, and he was insane. He was a sick person. He was drinking every day, taking painkillers. At that time, he was also very heavy, so he was eating all kinds of crap.
Me personally, I remember him as being an angry person, but honestly, I don't know how he's still alive because he was abusing his body so much.
Mm-hmm. I think he was very close to death, yes.
I think an important point to let people know is that often people want to change, they want to stop what they're doing, but they're so fearful of what that would look like. For so long, a person has had a relationship with their substance or alcohol or behavior, right? It's the thing they know they can turn to that's not going to reject them.
I was on pills. My pill of choice was Norco and Oxy. And then I found that the more alcohol I added to the mix, the more potent the pills were. So I was able to scale back the amount of pills I was doing rather than 30 or 40 pills a day. I was able to do, 18, 20 with a bottle of scotch, and that was getting the job done. I'm addicted to not feeling my feelings, is what it comes down to. So whatever I can do to squash that shit down, right, to feel nothing, rather than to feel inferior, rather than to feel inadequate or feel judged or feel fat.
There was always that thought that maybe he might have an issue, but it seemed like whatever, he was also always in pain. So his back was hurting, his ankle was hurting.
I didn't know it was that bad. I knew he was taking pills, but I always thought to myself, man, this guy's really in pain. And sometimes I feel like, how stupid am I? Like, how come I did not notice what was going on? Like, I let my friend down. I'm getting emotional now.
I was laying on the floor in my condo. The place was disgusting. I was surrounded by carry-out wrappers and rotting food and disgusting. I'm operating a 3-star restaurant, by the way, in Winnetka. Operating, right? My staff is running a 3-star restaurant. And I was crawling around on the floor looking for pills that fell under the couch because my guy didn't show up, right? And I was so heavy. I was 432 or 438 pounds. I Googled rehab, and something came up, and I ended up calling that number, and somebody answered the fucking phone at 2 o'clock in the morning. This guy named Jim. I'll never forget him. New Hope Recovery Center. It's right on Sheffield, and it's still there. And one of my counselors actually bought it over the past few years. Jeff, his name's Jeff. Good man, saved me.
So I was with Michael from the very beginning, but I think Michael came in knowing that this was not sustainable, how he was living life and the opiates and some other things. I think he knew that life had to change in order to maintain his career.
I went to health club, and I joined the health club. Nate is my trainer that I worked with for the first 3 years that I was clean and the first 3 years of the journey. And he said, okay, well, we could do this. We'll be all right. And out of the corner of my eye, I could see this. Whew. He was a beacon of hope. How come this guy's so nice and not angry and in good shape? I got down to 235 pounds.
He was actually one of the main reasons I continued with the training business in the first place, because of his success that first summer. So at the very beginning, he wasn't doing any heavy-duty stuff for his joints. You know, I know it was a struggle. In fact, he said at one point that before the sessions, he would just go out and kind of sit in his car in the parking lot and sort of hope that I wouldn't show up or something. I think he wanted to be there. All the changes he was making in his life, I don't think he saw them as sacrifice. I think he saw it as a necessity. Michael told me himself many times that if he had not changed his ways and gotten his diet under control and stopped his usage addictions, that he would have been very dead.
He has maintained sobriety. He has lost a tremendous amount of weight. He got married, and his career has really flourished as the result of making a solid commitment to sobriety.
Michael now, after recovery, big difference. I see a more calm Michael, where before I was afraid to go up to him, where now if I know I have to go up to him and say, hey, listen, this is what's going on, I don't have that fear anymore.
After rehab, everybody's happy to work here, you know.
What I get to do now is I get to cook in my own restaurant. If I don't flip that into some kind of gratitude, then I'm angry. What's reality? Reality is I have these beautiful restaurants and this fantastic team that for some reason want to work in them, a lot of the time in spite of me. Now with me, right? But in spite of me for a long time. And so that shows me they're good people. So I just always knew. I always knew what I wanted to do. Yeah. And for some reason, as a gift, I was good at it. And it was great. That was cool. That was my comfortable place. In George 12, that's my meditation. It's cathartic for me now because it makes me focus. I can't think about anything else except what's going on that plate and what's going on around me and what's next and okay, mise en place. And when the kitchen is humming and functioning at a high level, it's that way for me.
I work with the best chefs in this country: Gian Banche, Roland Licioni, Joshi, and Michael is up there. You know, with all of them. You know, his food is amazing.
He does things that are just amazing. You know, I'm proud of what he's done. My big brother's grown up, so I'm proud of what you've done. There's no bigger fan of yours than me.
He cares for me as much as I care for him, and he really cares for my family especially.
I'm very happy, and I'm very happy for him. You know, he has a beautiful wife now. He's a different person. He has a family, you know.
He has not dropped off. He, I think, values what we did in grounding him. You know, I guess really the big message is to have compassion for yourself, be kind to yourself, allow others to help. You are valuable, you're worthwhile. I think I would like people to know, and it's something that we're really aware of, is that a person is not just an addict.
There is no comfort at 300 pounds. It's more comfortable than 400 pounds, but where I am now at 238 is reasonable, healthy, and much more suited to longevity than that was a mess, because that was 300 pounds of fat. This is 235 pounds, 238 pounds of conditioning for the last 7 years.
There seems to be a connection between addiction and our culture of consumerism. Michael's story proves to us that you can rise above and move forward. I want to thank Michael for his honesty and his openness. Until next time, I'm John Ashton. See you soon.